Very good morning. A very good morning to dear St. Mary's students of class 10th. I hope you have seen my 8 parts for understanding map of ICSE geography, and today it is the time to check your answers. The maps which you have done, hope you have completed all the homework given in those videos and you are ready to check your answers. So here we are with the answers which are already given how you have to show in your outline maps mountain, peaks, passes, plateau and deserts. So you can see clearly how Karakoram Pass is shown here, then Naga Parbat, then Nanda Devi. There are different points. Peaks are shown by black color and with brown lines. We have to focus here that they start from this border. Students, pay attention. For example, we have to keep in mind that this line starts from here. So we have to keep this border point in mind so that we can do it carefully. And how Himalayas is going up to there. So this all we have to see carefully. Then see Chota Nagpur Plateau, how we have to do it. Then we come to Vindhya's range, Satpura range. This you have done in your 8th class also. And then there are other hill ranges are there. So which are shown by arrow, like Nilgiri you see. Nilgiri is shown by arrow. Similarly, you can also show it in your map by arrow. Label all the maps which are showing mountain, peak, passes, plateau and deserts, and then you can check. If it is not like this, then you can improve. So here you have to keep in mind the Himalayas form an arc which cover a distance of about 2400 kilometers. They run in the west direction from the Indus to the Brahmaputra river. The Deccan Plateau is in triangular landmass and lies to the south of the river Narmada. The Chota Nagpur Plateau is rich in mineral resources. So all this you have to fill. Then coming on plains. In this map you see how different plains are shown. I hope you also have made while buying an outline map from the market, or you can take photocopy of a plain outline map and you can fill by pen, light thin pen, to show different rivers, how different rivers are shown. Keep in mind, and you can show the ski also, which is shown here. The ski you can see they are shown by different process. So like the ski also you can generate in this way. Then there are different other rivers are also present. Those rivers also you can mark. Arabian Sea is shown, Lakshadweep is shown. So all this we have to keep in mind. What are these shown? In this one map you can make of plains. If you have not made, please make it, because I will check when school will reopen. Then we have to keep in mind here the Gangetic plains are spread over the states of North India, Haryana, Delhi, UP, Bihar, partly in Jharkhand and West Bengal. The western coastal plain is stretched from the Arabian Sea to the Western Ghats in the northern parts called the Konkan. The central is stretched to the Kanara, while the southern part is called Malabar. The eastern coastal plain lies between the Bay of Bengal and Eastern Ghats in the northern part of the northern Circus, while the southern parts are called Coromandel Coast. So all this we have to keep in mind. Now we are coming for rivers and water bodies. I have already understand you in my last videos, how what are rivers, their origin, their plains, and now you should learn how to represent them. You see, from north to south, which rivers are flowing in Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh. Then going to the eastern direction, in the Brahmaputra is flowing here. Then Ganga, Damodar, Mahanadi. Label most of the important rivers. You should know all the important rivers, like I've told you. The Indus river system I have told you, Ganga river system I have told you, and then Brahmaputra river system. From this, anyone can be asked in your ICSE exams. You should be very careful about Gulf of Kutch, Gulf of Kambat, Narmada, Arabian Sea, Lakshadweep. All these you have to keep in mind. So rivers and water bodies, you can make such map and you can keep ready for coming days. Here we have to keep in mind the Indian rivers are divided into two groups: the Himalayan rivers, which include Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra, and along the rivers their tributaries. The peninsular rivers are also there, which include Narmada, Tapti, Godavari, Krishna, Mahanadi, Kaveri. So all this I have shown you. These are here. So all this you have to label carefully with small rivers with their tributaries. A gulf is a large area or a sea or ocean, partly enclosed by land. The strait, you see this strait? Strait is here, Palk Strait. So, this strait is a narrow channel of water that lies between the two land mass. Palk Strait is a strait between Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka. Then we have Chilka Lake. Where is Chilka Lake? Chilka Lake is shown here. This is Chilka Lake. So, Chilka Lake is the largest saltwater lake in India. Then there is Vular Lake also. Where is Vular Lake? Vular Lake is in Kashmir. I hope you can see here. Vular Lake is shown. So this Vular Lake. This lake is Vular Lake. So here, like this, you can label. I hope you have done this third map also. Then we will move on next map, that is latitudes and longitudes. One map you can make like this, in which you can show Indian Standard Meridian. Indian Standard Meridian is passing through Prayagraj, Allahabad, and this meridian is very important because this is only the standard meridian from which we have taken our time. So this we have to focus and we have to make all these lines, and we can show standard meridian how it is passing. We have to focus, dear students, the border. You see, if it is touching here only, then you have to show that this line is touching to this point and this line is touching to this point also. These are the boundaries of India which we have to focus, that our this line is passing through these given points. Okay, so all this you have to keep in mind. I hope you will do this map also carefully. Now our next map is direction of monsoon. This also should be ready when school will reopen. Like this map also I will check direction of monsoon winds. Southwest monsoon is showing. You see the direction, how the direction is shown. Southwest monsoon, have you seen? So this is the direction of southwest monsoon. You see, if you see north, east, south, west, so this arrow, where these arrows are indicating, these arrows are indicating to this direction, and this direction is southwest. From south they are starting, from south they are starting, southwest they are starting. So it is also called southwest direction, as this is southwest point to southwest direction. So they are going to this northeast. There arrows are there are arrows are showing to go northeast, but they are origin line the Arabian Sea, which is in the southwest point of India. One more thing you have to focus, as they are making the keys, so you also have to show one box which is showing international boundary, state boundary, normal date of onset, normal date of withdrawal on southwest monsoon winds. All this you have to make and submit when school reopens. Coming on next map. Now we have northeast monsoon. Northeast monsoon direction. You see the arrows. How the arrows are shown here. So these arrows must be shown clearly and neatly. They are coming from western disturbances. Then we have other direction arrows. How you see how these arrows are coming back after going from here, then they are coming to this point. Just reverse of, that's what we used to call summer monsoon is southwest monsoon, and winter monsoon is also called northeast monsoon. So this is northeast and the arrow's direction is just reverse. So we have to keep in mind the winter monsoon winds blow northeast, so they are northeast in winter monsoon. They also, this is also known as retreating monsoon. The southern Coromandel coast in Tamil Nadu in India gets rain from this winter monsoon. And in summer, what we have studied before, summer we have studied in this, the summer monsoon winds blow to the southwest and are also known as southwest summer monsoon. These rain last from June to September. Okay, keep in mind, all these points remember are given. These points remember you have to understand very carefully for all the maps. No need to write them, but you understand them and keep in mind, learn them. Okay, like this key also you can prepare as they are showing normal directions. Coming on next slide. So coming on our next slide, what is here? We can see here distribution of minerals. You see how minerals are made by different colors. Similarly, you can also show different minerals, and you can show a box either there or where space is there. There you can make the this box so that you can show. See, Jharia, it's shown with coal. Coal is found in Jharia. Then iron ore found in Zingbum. Digboy, oil fields are there in Digboy. Then other oil fields, Mumbai High. These are very important. So these are very important, which we have to keep in mind. Now, what is points to remember? What are the points to remember we have to focus on? You can see points to remember. Jharia. Jharia mines are located in Jharkhand. Mumbai High is located in the Arabian Sea, 176 km northwest of Mumbai. It is the offshore oil field. Digboy is the oldest oil field running from 1866. Like this map, so dear students, that you make. Next question, which is asked, that is on soil distribution. You can see different colors are shown in this map, and how different soil are assembled by different shadings. Similarly, you can also shade and you can also show. In this map, you see laterite soil is formed due to leaching in the areas of heavy rain. Alluvial soil. This all Indo-Gangetic plains have alluvial soil, black soil where it is found. Black soil is found in Maharashtra, some portion of Gujarat, then Madhya Pradesh. All these black soil is there. Then red and yellow soil. So this red and yellow soil you can see where it is found. It is in Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and then some portion of Telangana also. This is there. Then there is other in the state of Karnataka. Karnataka we have alluvial soil. Alluvial soil is shown by red dots, so it is Karnataka. And then Tamil Nadu. Karnataka is here. This is Karnataka, and Karnataka is shown with this soil, which is called red and yellow soil is found in Karnataka, and laterite soil also is there along the coastline. And this soil is this is Tamil Nadu. Okay, so this is Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu, you see alluvial soil is found. So like this, you have to fill map and you have to submit map. Coming on next question. For your next question, one map you have to prepare on cities. So you have to show different cities are there. I hope you all have prepared. I have given you. For rivers, similarly, or for cities, you can prepare important cities. Now you understand. Leh and this Jammu Kashmir has been divided into two districts. One is UT into two UT. Sorry. So this is UT. Leh is different UT, that is Ladakh, and Jammu Kashmir is different UT. So these are separated by two lines. Border is there. Keep in mind this is an important portion and it can be asked because this is recent question. So all this can be asked to you. You have to keep in mind all this. Then Delhi is shown, Chandigarh is shown, Tropic of Cancer is shown, Mumbai is shown, Prayagraj is shown, which has been changed from here in the again standard meridian also passes. Kolkata, Vishakhapatnam, then Hyderabad, Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, and Kochi. So all this you have to keep in mind when map you prepare for cities. Other map we have distribution of population. Dear students, population map you have studied in your 8th class also. And here we have 2011 survey map. It is shown. The box is shown clearly. You have to keep in mind. This box you have to keep in mind. And like this box you have to make. After making like this box, you can see different states have different population. Where it is white color, it is below 10 people in million. 10 million people are found only in this Ladakh. Then Jammu Kashmir have more people. You can say 10 to 25 people are found. Then coming to Himachal Pradesh, there also less sparsely population is present. Coming in Punjab and Haryana, 25 to 50 million people are there. Were there in 2011. Coming in Uttarakhand have also 20 to 50. But Uttar Pradesh, you see Uttar Pradesh, it is very thickly populated. Our region, Uttar Pradesh is very thickly populated, and there are near about 100 million people were living before, and maybe now more than that. Then there are different states with this digit. It is clearly shown. So you have to keep in mind, if you have book, from book you can take help and you can make such map. On political map also you can make such figures. So we have to keep in mind the top 5 populous states in India are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, and Madhya Pradesh. Population density is calculated as the number of person per unit area. According to the census 2011, density of population in India is 382. National Capital Territory Delhi has the highest density of population, that is 11,297, and Arunachal Pradesh has the lowest density, that is only 17 people. This is Arunachal Pradesh. You can see very less people are here. Arunachal Pradesh I'll circle. So this is Arunachal Pradesh. Least population was there according to the survey, and highest population was Delhi. Highest density Delhi NCT, National Capital Region, that is maximum. This is the portion of Delhi. So like this it is shown. Highest population was there NCT, National Capital Region, National Capital Territory it is. Now after this map we have some exercises for you. So these exercises also you have to focus on and you have to do. Draw, name and number the meridian. Shade and name the Gulf of Kambhat. Name Karakoram Range. Shade the region with laterite soil in the eastern India. Mark the name the winds that bring rain to West Bengal in summer. Label the river Yamuna. Mark and name Nathula Pass. Then shade and name the sparsely populated state. Mark with a dot name of Vishakhapatnam. Print S on the iron mines in Singham. So you see which page it is? It is page number 66. This map is given on page number 66. You have to do this in homework. Okay, so this is homework for you. Keep in mind. Coming on next slide, page number 67. I hope you all can see. This page number 67 is shown here above. Okay, so this is again page number 67, and it is again homework for you. So you have to do in homework. For this I will ask in next class. Previous work you must have completed. If you have not completed, it's very shameful work. So do your work on time. Be alert. You are board students, so behave like board class. Okay. Coming on page number 68. 68 you see again third question is given. This is also you can go through from book, page number 68. Again it is homework for you, so you have to do it by coming days. Next week this all should be ready. Similarly, fourth question is there on page number 69. So this is the last question for you, page number 69. Keep in mind, page 69 it is, and it is homework for you. Got it? So like this, wish you all the best and work hard to achieve good marks. On coming days, we will go through with half yearly exam syllabus, and this should be ready to submit. Up to now, we have completed unit test studies. As your half yearly exam directly possible in July, so we will teach you in coming classes our half yearly portion also will start. Okay. By the time, take care, stay at home, stay happy. Goodbye.